Hello, today we're going to focus on the distance, perimeter, and area in real world. So trying to see where you might see the perimeter and area of different shapes in the real world versus just math class. Alright, these first two warm-ups I believe you should be able to do after the last couple of assignments. So can you please pause the video and let's see what you know about finding the area and perimeter of a shape and working backwards to find the width, and then come back and check your work. Alright, let's see how we match up. So I want to remind you it is important that you show your thought process, so communicating mathematically. So I put what formula I was using, I filled in my numbers, and then I simplified. So that's communicating mathematically and attending to that precision of communicating in a way that others can follow it. Here I decided to use perimeter, the formula, instead of 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. I left it as 2 times the length plus the width. It doesn't matter which one you use. And then I plugged in my numbers and simplified. Remember, with area it's squared, with perimeter it is not, the label is not squared. Alright, down here we are given the area, so I used the same formula for area of a rectangle, and I plugged in what I knew. This time I knew the area and the length. So the area was 1.2, the length was 1.5, and we were looking for the width. This is a simple equation that we have solved before. When we want to get rid of something multiplied, we divide or multiply by the multiplicative inverse. So I divided both sides by 1.5 and came up with the width of 0.8. So my width is 0.8 meters. How'd you do? Okay, so there isn't really anything new in this lesson. It's still area and perimeter, and the formulas that we know for a rectangle, it's area equals length times width, and for a triangle, it's area equals base times height divided by 2. And what I would like you to do is go around the classroom quietly and measure different objects. And I would like you to choose at least 4 of them. So find a desktop, so that can be a tabletop, or if we have a smaller desktop, whichever one. And I want you to tell me what you're measuring in. So it could be, if it's a small desktop, it might be in inches, or if it's a large table, it might be in feet. And then talk about the precision. Like in this case with the door, we are rounding to the nearest half foot. And then I want you to make a prediction. So looking at that particular shape, what do you predict the area to be, and what do you predict the perimeter to be? So you're predicting the area and the perimeter. And in this example it was not given, but this is where you would write your prediction. And I do want you to actually write it out before you measure it. Okay? So you're naming what you're measuring, you're naming the units, you're naming how you're going to round, and then you're making your predictions. And then lastly, I would like you to measure and write out the answer. Okay, so here, the perimeter of the door, it was 3.5 feet wide and 6.5 feet tall, and so we added those together and multiplied by 2 for the other 2 remaining sides, and here we did length times width. So make sure you do at least 1 desktop and at least 3 other measurements. I would like you to work with someone else, but I also want you to do it quietly. So if you are a giggly person, you need to make sure you're not interrupting the other classes. Okay, I will be checking when you see me again. Thanks. You guys have a great day. Bye.